So this was the first official horror movie of the spooky season this month, and I was let down. Bone Lake tells the story of a couple who it goes to their Airbnb only to find out that they are not the only couple that stayed there. Now, I really did not have a good time with this movie. I did not like it from the start, but there were a couple things I did actually like about it. First and foremost, I like that with they shot in one location, which I did like the location itself, I thought it was pretty. I liked that they used a lot of different color in each scenes. I really appreciate that. I think it adds something to the movie. I also like Sin's character. This is the only character I really liked. And I think she was the most well acted, most entertaining of all the entire characters. I just liked her the most. And I think this movie, in the beginning, does one good job at answering something close to the end. They acknowledge it and they do something later on, which I'll give them credit for that. And the gore is not bad in this one as well, whenever you to get it. Now going right into the mixed, the motive. The motive is a huge mix for me. As much as I was not a fan of the end, and as for a twist they pull is also going to be a mix for me because I can vibe with it, but the other thing with other part of that twist, I was just like, I don't know, didn't really vibe with that, but I vibed with one part of it, if that makes sense. It's weird for me. I don't know how to explain it. It's more mixed. But going right into the negatives, and the first negative I want to give it is the other characters. I want to start off with Sage. Sage, I'll give it, was fine. But this is what got her the negatives, not in the mix. At the very end of this movie, they set up something where they let the person going after them go. Every time in multiple sequences, and it's like obviously they're doing this to make it the runtime go faster, but it's so obvious. I'm like, I like your character so much less because this is so frustrating. This is so dumb. And that's not, and okay, Sage is not the only one who does this, okay? But I think she's the most victim of it. So, but the other character that I will say I highly disliked from the start was Sage's boyfriend. I did not like him. I found him annoying to be the start. My first grudge with him, and I think, so he was reading a book out loud. And what I understood was the book he was reading to her is what we saw from the book. And there's a couple of questions on my mind. First of all, why are they naked? And like, what book is he writing that they're walking through the naked? And also, why at the end did you say that you could write a book about this when if you wrote a book like that, it looked like from the start? Unless that's a flashback to something there, and I have that wrong. But that's what I got, and I'm annoyed by that. And the writing in the beginning scene, I did not like. I mean, I cringed at that writing. The rest, but I really cringed hard at that. And that whole character got me so frustrated, because there's one point, all right, okay? That's an engagement ring. There's a decision that happens, and it's like, dude, leave! He made some decision like Sage. And I'm like, leave. And it's just so frustrating. I disliked his character so much. He was annoying, and that bed scene. Talk about a man-child right there. Talk about a man-child. Like, And again, like I said before, towards the end, okay? And I did not say this was only a Sage. All the other characters do this, okay? Well, some do more than others. But they'll set something up, won't finish it off, and they'll run. Multiple times. Now, once or twice from there, but it's every single shot towards the end. Speaking of the end, I didn't like the ending shot, okay? It ended with them kind of laughing. First of all, Sage and her boyfriend should not be together, okay? They should not. And that ending with I did not like it at all whatsoever. And Sin's boyfriend, he was up and down, if I'm being honest. There's some scenes I liked him more, some scenes I liked him more. And that again goes to something in the movie I'm like, kind of goes up and down. But Sin I loved a lot. I like her character. And I just got really frustrated by that bits, especially towards the end of them just running time, and it's so obvious. I'm like, oh my god. and they just messed up the ending and the beginning, because I did not like that beginning at all. Now, them staying at the Airbnb, I could point at, but I'm like, I can forgive that a little bit. Just a little bit. You gotta have to take out some realism for horror, even though I don't do that. I try to do my best to make it equal on movies in my reviews. But going right after that, let's talk about some spoilers. Now, we find out that Sin and her boyfriend, which it's kind of ironic that her name is Sin, owned the house and they were siblings. No. The siblings part of the story, that's what I was more mixed on, especially with their motive. Okay, that was what I did not like. Their motive, I'm like, they were going for something that didn't work at all. But I can say that Sin did a great job as a psychopath. I think when it came to manipulation, she did so much better. I really liked her character. I hope to God she was a psychopath. I really, really did. And I really enjoyed that role. And I think she did a lot better than he did. I think he was a little bit like Insecure Man. Like the other man. Like Insecure Man gave up vibes. And if he was better, maybe that wouldn't be such a negative. But because Sin was so good at being manipulative and she was a really fun character, out of all the cast, she's a big standout. And towards the end, when they realize it, I mean, good on them for playing. I thought that was really smart. And they find out everything that's going on. It just, like, so much questions going on in my mind. Like, what? They were the owners of the house, and they find that out towards the end. And they show all the things they did before. And again, and not like I'm a big fan of the sibling love story time. I'm not a big fan of that in horror tropes where the cousins or the siblings are madly in love. But it kind of works. It just doesn't fully land what they're attempting to do. But overall.
Now going back to Sage's boyfriend for a second. First off, what was that bed scene? So insecure for no reason. Secondly, come on, the ring. This man, this stranger you don't know, stole your grandmother's ring. And I understand about the book deal, but at the same time, this man stole your grandmother's ring. That is your time to leave.
Bone Lake was a big disappointment to me. There was a lot of things I really didn't like from the start to the beginning to the choices they make towards the end, which only make the length time longer. But the way they used color and shots, I really did appreciate in Sin's character. The best character of the entire movie. But comment down below if you were going to go see Bone Lake, and if you did, what you thought about it, because I think with certain plot twists that takes place, people are going to have differing opinions about that. And I land on my opinion on it in the spoilers, so comment down below. And I want to hear your thoughts on this movie.